When the Great Cataclysm caused the destruction of Atlantis and Lemuria, the inhabitants of Pictish Isles likewise perished. But a great colony of them, already settled along the mountains of Valusia's southern frontier, were virtually untouched. Atlantis' kingdom on the main continent also escaped the common ruin, and to it came thousands of their tribesmen, fleeing in ships from the sinking land. Many Lemurians also made their way to the eastern coast of the Thurian continent, only to be enslaved by the ancient race, which already dwelt there, and their history, for thousands of years, became a story of brutal servitude. In the western part of the continent, thick jungles covered the plains, wild mountains were heaved up, and lakes covered the old cities in fertile valleys. Forced to battle continually for their lives, the Atlanteans yet managed to retain vestiges of their former state of advanced barbarism. Then their struggling culture came into contact with the powerful Pictish nation. The Stone Age kingdoms clashed, and in a series of bloody wars, the outnumbered Atlanteans were hurled back into savagery, and the evolution of the Picts was halted. 500 years after the cataclysm, barbaric kingdoms had vanished. The far south, untouched by the cataclysm, is veiled in mystery, its destiny still pre-human, but a remnant of one of the non-Valusian civilized nations dwells among the low mountains of the southeast. They are the Zembri. Meanwhile, in the far north, another people are slowly coming into existence. A band of barely human savages had fled thither to escape destruction. They found the icy countries inhabited only by a species of snow apes, whom they fought and drove beyond the Arctic Circle to perish, as the savages thought. The primitive humans then adapted to their hardy new environment and survived. Then another lesser cataclysm further altered the appearance of the original continent and left a great inland sea to separate east and west. The earthquakes, floods and volcanoes completed the ruin of the barbarians, already begun by their fierce tribal wars. 1,000 years later, wandering bands of ape men exist without human speech, fire or tools. These are the descendants of the once proud Atlanteans. To the southwest dwell scattered clans of degraded cave-dwelling savages, primitive of speech, yet still retaining the name of Picts. Far to the east, the enslaved Lemurians have arisen and destroyed their masters. They are savages, stalking the ruins of a strange civilization. The survivors of that civilization have come westward, overthrowing the pre-humans of the south, and founding a new kingdom called Stygia. In the north, one tribe is growing, the Hyborians, or the Hybori. Their god is Bori, some great chief whom the legend has raised to the status of a deity. 1,500 years in the snow country have made them a vigorous and warlike race, and now they are pushing southward in leisurely treks. A wanderer to the north at about this time returned with the news that the Northern Icy Wastes were inhabited by ape-like men, descended from beasts driven out of the more habitable land by the Hyborians' ancestors. To exterminate these creatures, a small band of warriors followed him beyond the Arctic Circle. None returned, and meanwhile the tribes of the Hyborians drifted ever southward to make the following age an epoch of wandering and conquest. Thank you for watching part 2 of the Hyborian Age Essay by Walt Simonson and Roy Thomas that is found in Conan Saga, issue 51. I hope I'll see you on the next video. Hail Conan.